Once upon a time, there was an emperor, the ruler over a huge kingdom, who wanted a new and exquisite set of clothing. And so he brought in tailors, clothing makers, paid them sacks of gold to craft him the most amazing, most gorgeous, most stunning clothing that there was. When they brought it out to him, when they brought the clothes out to him, they didn't seem to have anything in their hands, but they acted as if they did. They said, "Look at these exquisite pieces of clothing. Look at the tailoring. Look at the stitching. Look at how the cloth is the most amazing thing we could find. Look at how utterly perfect this clothing is." They said it with such conviction, such certainty, such authority, that the emperor started to go along with it and say, "Yes, these are the most incredible clothing." And off he took. Off he took his pajamas and his nightgown, and there, standing in front of them with nothing on, he took the non-existent clothes out of their hand. He pulled them on. Remember, there's nothing there. He's putting on nothing. And as he pulled them on, as he pulled them up, the attendants around him, the people from his court, oohed and awed and complimented him on just how amazing he looked in these clothes. Out he went from the castle in a great parade down the main street of the city, showing everyone these incredible new garments that he was wearing. At first, people weren't sure what to think about this. They kind of gave him some weird looks, but then they saw that everyone from his court, all the officers and the nobles and everyone marching down the street in this parade, seemed so convinced and certain and sure of the amazingness of the emperor's clothes that they started clapping for him and shouting huzzas and hoorays and complimenting him. And not until the parade was almost all the way done, one kid, sitting on their parents' shoulders, point down to the emperor and say, "Hey, that guy's naked!" This is not a big reveal for you because you're already not wearing any clothes, Pilot. But this was a big deal for them. This was a really big deal for them because everyone started to laugh. Everyone started to point and shout and join in saying what the kid said. The emperor has no clothes. No clothes at all, Pilot. The emperor is naked. I know, he was pretending, and everyone went along with him. But no clothes. The thing about this story, and you've probably heard this story before, is that we usually like to think of ourselves as the kid, right? We usually like to think of ourselves as the one who's looking at the emperor with no clothes, saying, "Hey, everybody, wake up, people. This is not right." The reality is that we're not just that kid. Sometimes we are. Sometimes we're the people in the crowd, going along with it. We're the ones looking around and saying, "Look, I know that he doesn't have any clothes on, but everyone else seems so sure about this, I'm just going to go along with it," right? And sometimes we're the emperor. I mean, not literally, but sometimes we're the ones who let ourselves get fooled into thinking that we are a certain way, or we act a certain way, and the people around us nod and say, "Yes, you're like that," and the reality is that we're going out without any clothes on. Again, not literally, we hope. The story of the emperor having no clothes isn't just a story about a clever kid pointing out a foolish thing. It's also a reminder that we've got to face difficult truths about ourselves, too. That there will be times when we are the kid. There will be times when we are the emperor. And there will be times when we are the bystander. All of that's part of who we are. And all of that, Pilate, all of that means we got to pay attention. Right? Stay awake, stay alert. Are you awake and alert?